Welcome anyone watching.
This is our MAPShow, and it's our first one of a new configuration, the way we're doing it. And we'll be reading, in the first part, poetry by Angelique and myself.
Yes.
And then we move on to our second part, and we'll be reading Percy Bysshe Shelley, which is a fantastic poet. And we intend to read a number of these classical poets and poetesses.
Yes.
So, yeah.
The Romantics.
The Romantics we're starting with because...
Are we going to do them all? Oh, are we going to do all the Romantics?
We do a few. We'll pick out a few. Because...
I don't like a couple of them.
No, some of them are not all they can be. But I'm sure we're doing Shelley. We'll do Keats as well, I think. I do think we'll do Keats.
We can do Keats.
And hi, Leslie.
Leslie, hi. Oh, that's right. I got to set make sure you go down and set it where it says all chat, live chat, and not just top chat, or you won't see everybody. How are you doing, Leslie? Do you know what I mean?
No.
That little, the little bubble down at the left hand of your screen.
Oh, I see it. Yep.
You got to click live chat.
Live
or
chat.
You'll just see the top. Yeah.
You're
screaming. Me too, Leslie. So excited. Just pull them out, Mike.
That's Leslie screaming.
That's Leslie screaming. Hi, Tommy. How are you doing? So Mike already let everybody know what we were doing tonight, but for people who haven't watched us before on Instagram or caught a few of the shows here, that's Mike J. Dennis 5, and I'm from the Breath of Daydreams, and we come from Instagram over to YouTube, and we have something we call MAPShow Live, which is the Mike and Angelique Poetry and Prose Show, where we read poetry and prose and talk and read poetry on social matters and environmental concerns and really anything we want to. We like forms. And Leslie says, I'm so excited. It has been so long since MAPS was in my heart. Yes, I think we've been about a month and a half.
We have, but I think I feel invigorated for that break. And
me too.
Finding out where we're going and what we're to do with MAPS.
Yes.
And this is, it's fantastic.
I'm excited. Yes, and the sound is good. Does the sound good for y'all? It sounds good to us.
Yeah.
Leslie says it's been about 2 months.
It has. Well, we're having sound problems and all sorts of nonsense going on.
We were having all sorts of problems, and I just needed a break too from everything. So it was really nice. But are you ready to read, Mike?
Oh, we're ready to read. We are. We're always ready to read. So tonight we are reading poetry by Angelique and myself, and we will finish up with a spontaneous collab, which is in the romantic style, and it's really good. Yes. So anyway, we'll start off, and the first poem was mine, and it's called Drowning. Oh, the years of us, your body, given softly with mine, haunting, delicate, lost to a tenderness, our love-making, an opening rose bedazzled in dew, before a rising sun. This blossoming of my senses has oft come and come, lost in sweet innocence, those moments of wisdom enlightened at the mysteries my tongue has found there, the live insatiate dance of your hips, swaying at my touch, reaching those hills and valleys of rapture adrift within your flowering pool. I'm drowning.
Steamy, Mike!
I'm thinking, I didn't realise what that was.
Woo! Leslie, did you hear that? Mike went there. That's all I'm going to say. No, that was really beautiful, though. Tommy's giving you the purple hearts, and Leslie says, swaying at my touch, I'm drowning. I think you got Leslie cackling. It's really beautiful. I like the way that you worship the body without going, oh, I'm worshiping. You use the descriptive words to. It's really
my
beautiful.
own thoughts there are, yes, exactly that. Is that you describe it without describing it.
Yeah.
Which
it's
is
really gorgeous.
Yeah.
And for y'all to know, we're not, because we are reading quite a bit, we're not going to go in detail in discussion. We're just going to kind of enjoy the poetry.
Think so today.
And we'll sell what y'all say. Leslie says that was enticingly gorgeous. Yeah, it was really good, Mike. Very, very good. And then the next we have mine. Let me write that down. And it is called A Well-Planted Threesome. Upon pale moon, this bud brightens, bushy and pink, flowered, dense, fertile for propagation, inviting let me start over. I never get that word right. Repetitious. A well-planted threesome. Upon pale moon, this bud brightens, bushy and pink, flowered, dense, fertile for propagation, inviting repetitious invaders to dine again and again and again and again and again. As mere fodder to your plow and often drought stricken, these lush petals remain plump, tapped deep into the earth's strength, rooted and bountiful. They spread wide, eager for visitation. Edible, ornamental, a naturalized garnish to any perfected recipe. This red clover bleeds abundant, attracting gluttonous parasites too voracious in appetite to know if they are coming or going. Either way, she's sure to be plowed under, forever providing nourishment for the next overspilled bed.
That is beautiful.
Leslie says, oh my. But it's about nature, literally.
But again, you can read. Yes, you are so cunning, Angelique, because
thank you, Leslie.
You've taken it there without. Again, it's beautifully descriptive.
It's literally about red clover. Yeah, I mean, every little thing that's said that sounds like it could be anything else is about that flower. But yeah.
But absolutely amazing.
Thank
really. What a way to start the show as well.
Right?
I know.
Woof.
Yeah.
Me without my air conditioning on. Oh. Leslie says your title led me somewhere at first, and then it's about clover. That's right, Leslie.
It was close.
Red Tommy clover. Says purple hearts. Nature is indeed lovely. It is, yes, Tommy.
So we move on to a poem, one of mine, and it's in 3 parts. So yes, it's a bit long-winded. So I'll read the first part, Angelique will read the second part, and I'll move on to the third part. And it's called Should We? That I wish to be blessed with your presence, a last song before winter's dark essence. I look into your eyes, your beauty extol, opening the far reaches of my soul. Should we leave on autumn's rainbow, you and I, with those lilac hues lost in transparent greys, in bleeding breaths of daylight past, I, before twisting thoughts of doubt's passing phase? Should we leave this nocturnal November through autumn's colours in red and gold embers of nature's wondrous sound as summer retreats, and lie on the idyllic crest of hope, greet the gently tolling of sweet fairy bells, our restless nights of conjured magic spells? listening to the gently lapping waves intent, barefoot wandering o'er the past laments, watching form in lost questions. Shh now, there's no time to speak. As the night falls in stars of clarity, awakened angel smiles, yet doubts their verity. In silvery mist of autumn's sparkling shroud, smothering the evening with a wish avowed. Upon ghosts that lingers, a sudden leap, our love, on this late October night, beneath the moon silently lost to sleep, sailing on a sea of forgotten tears.
Are we going straight through or
Go, yeah, should we go straight through? Yes, go straight through.
Should we? Part two. Oh, drifting time, there will be time. As the autumn mists floating coalesce, a silvery pall in death confess. We bide our time. We bide our time. Often we smile and chat of those we met. Our company is in happy silence yet. Time so structured, should we take? Time by the hand and wonder of youth, our misty-eyed visions, revisions and indecision, no time to wait. Our love on this late October night, beneath the moon, silently lost to thought. The Orionids streak above our heads. We look up and smile. Think of the times we sat watching. Oh, those be times. A steaming mug of hot chocolate warms our chilled hands. It's time to snatch the time, part the fog of ignorance, dare, take a chance on mere mortality, to dare an immortal wonder, dare. Think not of 10 years from now. We descend life's lair, go back in time. Celine touches my heir's silver graying hair. Wrinkled lifelines, lost to the soul of summer, once more glint of a youthful eye, a mischievous smile. Dare we? Stir that butterfly effect with a kick of our feet, ripple the universe. We'll still a moment out of time to counter all we may reverse. We know them, we have lived them. Golden sunsets, glorious dawns, lazy afternoons, life laid out by others, 'twas never our tune. The one who stole my dreams captured our life song in me, so enraptured by your celestial music, enthralled, I have fall as a drunken fool falls. I look at you, still a love struck fool. Dare I say, stare deep into your eyes. There have been other faces, other eyes. You fix me as a butterfly with a steady gaze, pinned, immobile, my head spinning, wriggling on this hook of new beginnings, not knowing where to begin. This child of misfortune, steeped in my foolish ways. Those days, dare I say, an apology without words. I'm lost in your arms' embrace. 'Tis the heady perfume of your caress that makes me lose the thread. Dare I say, where should I begin?
Is there a metaphor for peace? For I have wandered through the oak-lined grove, sat in wonder of the mist-drifting shroud o'er the vale, as the owl calls to me drifting upon silent wings. Should I fling Excalibur into the lake, that you may break its calm surface, that enigmatic smile knowing? Hope is a four-letter word. Another peaceful afternoon drifts into evening. Long fingers of the falling shadows caress our sleeping forms, restfully entwined. My limbs are languid, as fingers softly fondle. Should I elucidate further? Would you agonize? Knelt before your altar, I have worshipped and died, O sweet death, you have my heart drifting among the stars upon a dark coral sea. O light sparkling canopy, we hold the universe in our grasp. We have held it all over the years. Cast fate as dice against the odds. Yes, we are but mortal, and our years they tell us all. As I lie with you upon our conjugal bed, have I ever said all that I meant to say, or could it be not what I meant at all? Watching as your breathing slows, rhythmic, wrapped in our divine sensuality, our lives, have they been worth it? It's all been worth it. After all we've been through, has it been worthwhile? So many winters as the wheel turns, so many a spring sunrise, a bright summer morn, watching the starlit canopy till dawn, kicking our way through the autumn's gusting leaves, our joy of poetry and life's dance, of clothes strewn across the floor. Our life has been this, and oh so much more. Do I even have the words to express what I mean? Fling sweet blossoms o'er my body's shady glade. I'll do no more but wander, forlorn, forsworn of spirit, adored, admit my love bore. Memory sweet, Venus appears, affairs of the morning star, Lucifer's scar not in greeting, by far so fleeting my soul mar. Spar, on par with the sod refrain, the bone of a mournful life, an afterlife whilst waves crashing, a knife twisting, kissing strife.
That's beautiful.
And that,
All three parts.
all three parts we did, and that's the first time I've ever heard all three parts read.
What did you think? Did you enjoy it?
I did. I think yes, and yeah, no,
That was
it's
beautiful.
great.
I love. I love that. I love the loving way that you captured uh, that adoration and affection of people that have been together for a long
Long time.
time and have been through so much. I think that
Yeah,
and the thought processes and
yeah,
you captured that really eloquently. And
mm,
Leslie says sublime, and Tommy says
beautiful.
gorgeous writing. Yes,
Yeah, that's,
joy to read.
yes. I enjoy it, and yeah, and I enjoy it. It's great to listen to it as well. It's really lovely.
It's very
And
nice.
I think having the two voices really helps as well, because you get that, and then you get the variation, and then the variation.
Yeah, it was really beautiful.
Lovely.
And you wrote it really well for those two voices and the variation like that. And I like how even it's three parts, and it literally was three parts.
Yeah,
Um,
because it's
and
different
that come across
stages.
quite nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. Beautiful job. So let me write this down. Next, we have Sleeping Daffodils.
Deals.
How did I get messed up? Da, da, da. That's, oh no. Okay. I'll have to go back and watch. I didn't write down when we started that.
Party. Oh,
So I'll have to pay more attention.
I better put a light on as well. Darkness
Yes.
descends.
Yes. So you can put a light on, and I will make a note to check it. Oh, that one. Sorry about that. So the next one is by me from the Breath of Daydreams,
It
and
is.
this is called Sleeping Daffodils. A wound to this soul, cruel asphodel, sunny cheeked and virginal limbed, innocence exemplified? Ha! A death maiden stealing sunlight more like. Wicked is the court holding Narcissus, regally stomping her way across the bone drenched meadows of her four legged victims. Sly, villainous witch, flaunting gilded crown before her slumbering companions, chasing off both fawn and squirrel, they who come to pay their respects, brash temptress, laughing at our sorrows and ushering an army of merrymakers over the bones of our beloved pal. Dare not be fooled by the yellow-backed stature of a sleeping daffodil. Her viciousness knows no bounds. A destroyer of dreams and defiler of hope, even death quakes in horror at the vulgarity of her luminosity, for she will not allow us to forget. Deceitful killer, crowned above the law of men, life rues your color.
Yeah, lovely.
It's a daffodil, yes.
I know it's a daffodil, but it's got a feeling when you start it. It's got a feeling of Persephone,
Yeah.
and part of the Persephone story that
It all
Hades.
plays into, yeah,
It
it all
does.
plays
Yeah,
into where the daffodil gets
yeah,
its name and the type. I
that's
mean,
right.
it's all
Narcissa, yeah,
part of it. Yeah.
exactly that, and how he describes her as manipulating. That
Yeah.
she wanted to become a queen of the underworld. So, I
Yeah.
mean, you've enraptured the myth. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, brilliantly.
And Tommy says, wonderful, Angelique. And Leslie says, I love how you ended with the reality that it ends bruised. Thank you, Leslie. Yeah.
That's lovely. Thank you, Leslie. So next one is by me, and it's Morning Star.
One of my favorites of yours.
Yeah. Strife, upon that I should ponder, defer this peace that I may find, this place to bind my heart in part, a kindly dart whispers blind. Wind to that shroud, forever sleeping, keeping, creeping had we sinned, drift through a darkened world beneath, in dread's dead wreaths, silver thread. Misled stars flash and shine, hanging, calling nature's gift my bed. I have bled, oh my tomb entwined, widespread a sign that I may tread ahead. Not joyous thoughts darken, hearken autumn's wistful end, as roots when transcend I efface, ascend no trace of words penned. Descend in streams, dreaming ripples, temples murmur softly sound, memories found, lost, bound astray, confound the grey, your prey drowned. Crowned upon your knees, breeze trembling, unstrung those spells, bells they ring, of cockle shells cling, wells entice, face sing, to excise spring's king. Fling sweet blossom o'er my body's shady glade, I'll do no more, but wander, forswean my spirit, adored, admit my love abhor. Memory's sweet Venus appears, affairs of the morning star. Lucifer's scar nods in greeting, by far so fleeting my soul mar. Spar on par with a sad refrain, the bane of a mournful life, an afterlife, waves crashing, a knife twisting, kissing strife.
Oh, I love that poem. All the all the mid rhyming and then just your blending of astronomy and mythology
Dignity.
together. Oh,
And
yeah,
it's
I
a,
love that poem.
I can't. I'm trying to think why we wrote that. That was written because it's definitely written for a purpose and fun as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, do you want to share what it was written? Tommy says, awesome, Mike.
awesome. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'd have
I'm
to go and
trying to
check.
remember.
I'd have to go and check because
I
yeah,
remember it was written last year because you
it
wrote
was.
it for a prompt. Was
Yeah,
it a prompt?
it was. I think it was the prompt of some. Yeah,
Wasn't it
that's
one of
right.
your it was one of your forms, wasn't it?
I think it was. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I
it was
think
a
that was a
form.
form one.
Yeah,
And
but
Leslie says, I love how fabulously it resonates with the beauty of Edgar Allan Poe.
it is. Yeah, I suppose it is quite Pollock in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, as
There's
we
a
are
melancholy gorgeousness to it.
going.
It's
It runs through the
haunted.
whole theme. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's
It's
fun.
really, really nice. And the next we have me. And this is called A Letter to the Lightning. Dearest storm, my soul complete, you've been there from the start. And now I fear without you, I'd no longer have a heart. Those days when I was but a child, you'd rattle at my window. First you tap for my attention. Once ensnared, your voice had crescendo. So frightened by your strength at night and how your spirit glimmered, as I hid beneath the sheets, you'd calm, leaving drops that glowed and shimmered. Once older, when you'd travel, I'd count the days till your return. Just like the freckles on my shoulders, they could vary, I'd come to learn. As a teen, our spirits mingled and we danced till spent and tired. Loud and brash, you'd paint the sky bright, ruffle my hair till I inquired. How I loved to hear you coming. The air would sing with your arrival. I would dress for the occasion with eager heart. You had no rival. There came a time I had to journey to a land you rarely adjourned. How still the air was, even when windy. Your tears became the breath I yearned. Once again, both off and on, miles and mountains made for distance. It seemed that time had built up anger. You would grow violent in an instant. For years we crashed and clawed each other, with you demanding I stop hiding. But I could see the damage caused, such pain and sorrow from our colliding. Digging deeper, bound and determined, I stopped pretending and just be me. You dared to rip the world asunder, as if it was strength that I must see. The cataclysm that is your heartbeat seemed too chaotic for my care. But you just laughed and let the skies cool, claimed, but my darling, this is air. It wasn't easy, this understanding, as I tore out one page, two, then three. With every sentence I learned you rumbled, glad that I could finally see. And now with acceptance and a steady heart, once more we both do travel, soul to soul, emotions locked with care, lest we let the skies unravel. How I love the way you quench my thirst on those days I can't be sated, or your laughter fills the clouds with breath over something we've debated. Just last night you came a howling as why asking why my thoughts so cluttered. Entwined at heart, we danced for miles and miles, raising the flames until I stuttered. Upon waking, once more centered, you left a shower for my delight. And now the air is calm and breezy, not a grumbling cloud in sight. My dearest storm, when gone the stars shine bright, and I pause to reminisce. For though your frenzy makes the heavens cry, you're the keeper of my bliss. Yours eternally. Mike,
That's beautiful.
you have your mic on, so everything you do, the mic
Oh, of
picks it
course, because
up.
I thought if I move the computer on top of the other one while we're not doing Shelley, then it's in front of me rather than to the side me. So I forgot it
Just
picks it
letting
up.
you know, it's
It's very
okay.
sensitive.
It's very sensitive. Yes.
Another beautiful poem, and it
Thank you.
describes the storm and the relationship with the storm
I'm
beautifully.
air. Yes.
Yeah, but also it's got hints of a relationship as well
Mhm.
running through it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Thank you.
brilliant.
Tommy says, beautifully
Yeah,
flowing contrast of emotions and internal observations. Thank you.
exactly.
I have, I feel like anytime that I have something really emotional going on or something, it always storms. And when I was
Yes,
a child, I was terrified of storms. And then as I grew into my teen years, I would go out. I would put on very specific clothing and go out and just dance in the
they're
rain.
amazing,
Um,
especially if it's in the spring and summer when it's
yes.
warm. I mean, yeah, it's fantastic.
So yeah, that's just my life of I love storms. I love water and I'm air and
Yeah, that's
I
it.
love
I'm here.
rain.
And it's great.
Leslie says, I knew that you were taking me somewhere else. Thank you,
Yes,
Leslie.
and it was lovely. And so we move on. I didn't realise we'd actually put quite so much to read, but some of them are quite long, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think it's a lovely indulgence. This. So
I
this
do
next,
that too, Leslie. Find a chance to dance whenever she
oh yeah,
can in the rain. Me too.
definitely, yeah. So next poem is called Mellow Morning. Season so misty mellow, distant echoes are the meadow. Blow leaves heave red or yellow, shadows of winter's death blow. As the year grows old, fading, darker days drawing austere, appear at the year's ending, rending autumn I revere. Watching the birds fly south across fading skies, my loss deferred, unheard, absurd smile pan gloss, emboss, cloud shroud there interred. Summer's love is warmth gentle, a sentimental sort of love, as a leafy crenel Chanel gown drifts upon above. As autumn drapes her finest, spring divinest no escapes, shapes resting here sublimest, neath the ripest vines of grapes. Lies a capstone left empty, grieving swiftly turns crimson. Songs of autumn's deity, misty mellow, the season.
That's
That's a
beautiful.
season. Yeah, and that is a vineyard we have just a mile or so away, and
Oh,
they have a barrow grave with a capstone going back
really?
5,000 years or more, and around it you've got a vineyard growing, and it's amazing.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
That must be beautiful.
It is, and you could be anywhere in the world, growing grapes. It's just, yeah, and when the mist comes down, sort of in autumn and that, yeah, it's glorious.
Yeah, I go there often.
Often,
Often. I
yeah,
bet.
because we have the Medway megaliths all around us.
Oh,
So yeah,
lucky.
so just down from that one are the Countless Stones, and that is another um, Stone Age burial ground, and where the stones have tumbled down. So you can count them, and you can count them again. There'll be a different number because it's just one of those peculiar things that you keep on doing.
That's one
Um,
of the things I really want to do is
yeah,
go visit all the different standing stones
yeah,
because I've always been completely enthralled by that, and
yeah.
I just want to witness the energy in person
That's right.
of
And
each different one and the ley
yeah,
lines. Yeah.
yeah. And Keats County was the first protected one, and Parliament had to agree the money to be spent. I think several hundred years ago it was like £350, which was a lot of
A
money
lot
then.
then.
Then, and this just protected the three capstones because it used to be about 50 metres long. This barrow, but over the years the farmers had blown it up and moved the stones, and so this was preserved because it's all that remains of
Wow.
this one. Yeah, it's
That's
where
amazing.
I always think of Hengist and Halser, where Halser fought the Brythonic king at the slaughter of Alresford, because they reckoned after that battle you could walk from these stones down to the Medway and step on bodies all the way.
No wonder you're so into the history and
Yeah,
magic of
it's a
it. It's all around you.
yeah, it's a fantastic story. I mean,
Leslie says the transmutability of the seasons is so richly celebrated in your
they are,
poem.
yeah, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous to watch the change of seasons. Yeah,
You'll have distinct changes of seasons,
yeah,
and that sense with
more
different.
often than not. Yeah, sometimes we have sort of those years that will drift one into the other, but they do. Yeah,
And Leslie says, can we protect such
let's
majesty when
see.
we destroy so much in the world? Well, we have to.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was going to say we do as much as we possibly can, because obviously there's times in history where they thought this stuff was of the devil and wicked, and they made efforts to destroy it.
Yeah, I think everywhere, every country, every continent on the planet has had some religious entity, various ones, come up and destroy whatever symbolism existed before again and again and again, because it's a repeated thing.
Yes. Yeah. Because you want people to agree with what they want you to agree with at the time.
So. Yes, at the time. That was gorgeous. And next we have one from me, and it is called The Seasons of Us. I speak within this autumn stale, when life and love's comes daunting frail, and hope is but a plume of smoke, a rib, a laugh, a callous poke. As winter hums, my lows grow deep, and to the earth I'm wont to sleep. But rarely doth our dreams come true, ignited, frighted, this pale wind new. And so spring's tears arise new blood, within this chest life longs to thud. A blossom, sound, and colored few, emotions, trust in every hue. If summer's warmth must steep old soul, igniting fires where long lay coal, and love becomes a sound twice spoke, revived, alive, this youthful joke.
The rhythmic quality is absolutely beautiful there. It just dances you along as you go through it.
Thank you.
And I think we can look at the way our seasons turn as a strange youthful joke as we come to the year's end and then we start again. It is a beautiful dance, and it's a beautiful poem of the wheel, the way it works.
Yeah, it's kind of meant to be like that in the wheel, but also if you read it, it's also personal, talking about the individual person.
It is, no, definitely.
As well.
Yeah, again, because you've got the whole thing and then you've got the story weave through it. So people can take out, if they tune into that, they tune into that. But otherwise, it's a beautiful seasonal poem. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yes. Thank you. Tommy gives purple hearts. Thank you, Tommy.
It's amazing.
Thank you, Mike.
We're very, very, very seasonal, aren't we, at the moment?
We are. We
We
started with whew, and then we went to the seasons. We didn't build up to the woo. We just got it right from the start.
Got it. Yeah, absolutely.
Jumped in.
So this is a poem by me. It's called In June.
I am going to have to go back and check everything because I got all these times wrong. I thought sorry. Okay. Sorry about that.
I've got a bulb out.
You got a what?
I've got a bulb out.
Oh.
Look, I can see in the mirror. I'll change that later. Right, so this is called In June. Yes, I've known love, been loved, and loved. Maybe the questions I avoid on a bright Sunday afternoon in June, my thoughts drew up there, unwantonly as two mirrors coming together. My mind's eye, its illusion of stability, and the whispers of those who came, and the whispers of those who left. And standing on this platform, what I saw, love, was not the only name. Yes, I've known joy, been joyous and joyous, Maybe the questions I avoid, and the elderflowers, willow and meadow sweet, and all the rustling grasses catch me with a scent like an anchor, coming together in my mind's eye as those who came whisper softly, as those who left whisper softly. As standing on life's platform, what I saw, joy, was not the only name. Yes, I've known pain, know pain, feel pain. Lost in questions I cannot avoid. My mind steeped in fractal wisdom of parts missing. They come whispering. Of what remains, they come whispering. Of life, an opiate vapour never whole. No whit less still, nor lonely I fare, in thoughts that moulder into rest, as the high cloudlets bubble in the sky, as in that moment a blackbird sang, as the train pulled in I saw pain. Does any fractured soul sleep soundly?
I really like the emotional self-torture um, of this, because it's like, I don't just know joy. See this, see the
Yeah,
big picture, and what is life? What what is all this?
yeah.
There's torment in it.
It's questions of people
Yeah.
coming, people going. Yeah,
And I think that's really cool to bring up in poetry, because especially as you get older and you have younger people coming up and asking advice and asking questions, I think one of the things I've been asked most often is, why are my friends not my friends forever? Why are my friends? Because that's something as a teen, you get so used to
you
having
do.
those group. And then when you're an adult, I mean, not
And
everybody, some people have friends for life, but I think that's rare. Um, and so people who don't, as they're coming up and suddenly they realize, oh, I think that's a really confusing time
yeah,
for
I agree.
people.
Totally. Yeah.
So I like that. And next we have mine, and this is called Breeding the Wastelands. Leslie says, I have one, even if we are so far apart. Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome, Leslie. That's awesome. And Tommy gives you the purple hearts. So this is Breeding the Wastelands. Wildly virulent, these barefooted handshakes. Can you mute your mic? Sorry. Sorry. Thank you. Breeding the Wastelands. Wildly virulent, these barefooted handshakes. Prophesized fornication dished out with cotton candy covered aplomb. Deaf and blind as we shout neon speckled obscenities on the behalf of gods juried by popularity. All the while pantomiming respect in golden glamored veneers polished to a high beam of obtuse dread. Jumping loops for sport, heads banging into glass-covered cloud tops, we pluck and pick away raw scabs from the beautifully ripened and stop away the memory of dreams barely formed. Violence is the kiss we press upon sun-freckled cheeks. Peace, little more than a missed opportunity to self-flagellate the rediscovery of our soul. Cry wolf, cry wolf, cry wolf, but don't protect it. Fleecing sheep for sport has become second nature within the invisible empire that so brazenly stomps crust after crust into a puddle of muddled conformity. Touted a species of nation builders, our esteem for the perfection of laziness has become a monumental misjudgment of every evolutionary standard imaginable. Luckily, creation is just another word for destruction. Shall we raise a toast to the propaganda of artistry or simply stare back in bewilderment at the greatest mockery of mass distinction never honored? Rise up, rise up, ye of manipulated faith. Rise up so their hammer knows where to strike. Hi, Aves. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
I thought I pushed it back on.
There you are.
Oh no, look at it, it's still flashing at me. It's all right now. I think it's beautifully anti-establishment, and it is so on point now with everything that's going on,
Thank
and the
you.
absurdness of what's going on, and the sheer
Same.
pain of what's going on. Now it is there, and he's saying it's a ridiculous illusion.
And I think it was written in 2016,
Yeah,
probably, or
yeah.
15. So, and it's still going. But I
It's
think I
still,
think every generation constantly,
yeah,
probably
yeah,
so.
absolutely. But I think the way things are heaped on top of each other at the moment, it just so relevant. Whether you look at wars being fought or elections being done, and the
Elections.
lies and rubbish that's coming out,
Yeah.
just trying to justify years of failure and say, "Oh, give us
Yes.
another chance. We'll do better next time." And you think, "No, you won't.
Yeah.
Just you're lying
It's the
scumbags."
same. Yes,
It's,
lying scumbags.
yeah, yeah, it's the same old rubbish, but brilliantly
Thank
done.
you.
And yeah, and I
Tommy
love it.
says wonderful right and purple hearts, and Leslie says I'm so enamored just to hear you both. Oh,
Yeah,
thank
so
you both.
thank you.
And
But
thank you,
that's,
Mike.
yeah, yeah, rise up so the hammer knows where to strike. Again,
That's yeah, I mean that's yeah.
it is, yeah. And I mean, yeah, I think that there's so much to unpack in the whole of that poem that, yeah, it's brilliant. I think
Thank
a lot
you.
of these we'll have to revisit and do one and then just
Mm.
play with
Well,
that.
several of them will fit into different topics we like to read about. So
Oh, yes, absolutely. So our next poem is Fallacies of Forever. And I've done it in a stupid font as well.
yes, you
So,
have.
yeah. I should have made this one for you to read.
No.
Oh, dear. So, anyway, this is Fallacies of Forever. In silver storms of seething stars, beneath the pallid moon, this wounded warrior I, that I would ne'er exchange the sorrows of my heart for that invisible reality found in the joys of the multitude, that I would not have the tears that sadness makes, or what flows from my poetic art turn into laughter. Fallacies of forever remain in my tears, my smile, as tears like. I mucked up myself there. I'll be quick start that again. As I said, stupid font, Michael. In silver storms of seething stars, beneath the pallid moon, this wounded warrior I, that I would ne'er exchange the sorrows of my heart for that invisible reality found in the joys of the multitude, that I would not have the tears that sadness makes, or what flows from my poetic art turn into laughter. Fallacies of forever remain in my tears, my smile. As tears like raindrops kiss your face and give me understanding of life's secrets, a poem of my soul in hidden things, a smile entrusted in the profusion of hues that draws me nigh, an enchanted symphony, a simple of my glorification towards our love. A tear in trials of trepidation unites me with those of broken heart, a smile raised from a cluster of couplets in my joyous existence. I would rather that I died warming in paradise than that I live a life so bereft and despairing. I want the hunger for love, its subsistent size and beauty laid in the depths of my soul. For I have seen those who are on that island of darkness, blinded and satiated, lost in the most desolate of people. I have loved and sighed in the yearning and longing in this my poetic remedy, for it is more lovely than the loveliest melody, more than the ubiquitous sunflower a field of dandelions bloom. In the flourishing orchids and with evening coming, love flower folds her petals and sleeps, embracing her longing. As dawn breaks, she opens her lips to meet the sun's kiss. As I muse, my muse kiss these words locked in our leather-bound lips. A life, my flowers, of longing and desire, locked in a tear and a smile. As my hall of dreams crashes, there is no thunder without lightning. Yet in my destruction o'er the desolate dunes, in this strange stream of silent tears, I warmed waters of the sea become vapours, they rise and come. They come together, a drifting cloud, and the clouds float beneath the street light of stars of the rolling downs. They meld as cravings on a colossal cave, yet lifted by the gentle breeze, they fall weeping upon fields and flow with the streams they glide tumbling into weirs, rivers wishing they return to the sea and home. A cloud drifting is a life of parting and meeting, locked in memories of this madman, locked in my tears and a smile. And thus does the spirit become separated, and this bohemian spirit moves in the world of matter, and in a soft surrius of echoes o'er the mountains of sorrow, and the flight of a winged soul, O joy, to meet the breeze of death, and return whence it came, adrift in the shades of yesterday, and every love song is a ghost story, lost in the memory of your grace. Go I.
I remember reading this, and it was a cold read. And as I was working my way through
Yeah,
it, thinking, oh my gosh, oh, this is heartbreaking. Oh, this is the emotions built up and built up while reading it. And I wondered as I was reading it, I was like, am I going to make it through this poem without my tears glistening a bit? It's
yeah.
a really beautiful poem.
Yeah, I think
It's
that was fun. It
very,
was fun to read it. I'm glad we're reading our poetry like this.
have you
Yeah,
never read it?
not loud, no,
Mm.
not on live or anything. I've read it, but not.
How could you not read it?
I
How,
like
as
other.
many lives as you do, and how could you not read it? Oh,
Well, Instagram, you're sort of castigated for reading your own work, and we tend to read other people's work.
yes.
Yeah, but it's lovely to
Well,
listen to other people read as well. It's great.
I'm glad you got a chance to read that because
Yeah,
it's so beautiful. And Leslie says, I can't experience joy in a multitude, and then it changes and catapults into something else I adore.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's like the epitome of emotion and passion and longing and need
yeah.
and sorrow
It's
and
fun.
everything. So it's really, really good,
It's all
Mike.
wrapped up.
Really, really beautiful. And next we have me, and I'm going to ask you to do
I
your
will
mic
mute it.
again.
Yeah.
Thank you. And this is one of those poems that I can't, Mike can tell you after what it's called. I can't, but it is one of those. It was wrote for one of his prompts. And so it's called The Sting of a Traitorous Moonlighting. If I could murder a king, I might be found inviting. Imagine the glory it'd bring. the thought is most exciting. I bet the heralds would sing, they'd praise me with their writing. I'd have the world on a string, many fires I'd be lighting. The dames and broads would soon cling, I'd curate all their plighting. Too bad it won't be a thing. There's no time for more fighting. It would have been a nice fling to have more than this nighting. I should have waited till spring, or not put the words in writing. They're gonna make me swing. I find the cost most biting.
Okay, yes, dear. And it's
Thank you.
a brilliant play of words. The play on words is great, and the way the couplets roam and go together, and just the rhythmic quality is
It's a
fantastic.
gorgeous form. It's a
It's a
gorgeous
gorgeous
form.
form, and it's done for someone who has this beautiful musical bent and likes it, just sings. It's great. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I thought it would be fun. I remember doing it. I thought it would be fun. I was like, that would be fun to have somebody who was trying to
That's right.
overthrow
And
the crown.
yeah, and
Yeah,
if you got away with it, you'll become the king, as
yeah.
kings have done in the past. I mean, the biggest villains we've got
Again and
are
again and
aristocracy.
again.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. They're the guys with the biggest sword or the deepest
yes,
pockets to pay mercenaries. But then, even in the end, you say, but it's not going to happen, and I'm going to swing.
yeah.
Yes,
I find the cost most biting.
yeah.
I'm annoyed. Yeah. Leslie says, swing, baby, swing.
Swing.
Yes. And Tommy says, beautifully penned. Thank you, Tommy. And Leslie
Absolutely.
says, such a great sound. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's a great poem. Yeah.
Thank you.
The sting of a traitorous moonlighting. Love it. So the next one, strangely, it hasn't got a title,
Yep.
but we
No
can
title.
live with
I
that.
just called it Your Lips I Have Kissed, is
Ah,
what I'm
yeah,
putting
that's
on
right.
the.
Yes, your lips I have kissed in love's where and why, nor forget how you in my arms have lain, head to head till morning. But as the rain patters ghost-like chatter that taps and sighs upon the window pane with no replies, and in my heart you stir in quiet time, for our remembered joy that not again will turn in midnight's aching lust and cry. Thus age brings winter to this lonely tree, as years have fled and vanished one by one. I know this bough more silent than before, and thoughts of love drifting have come and gone. I yearn summer returns to sing in me for just a while before it sings no more.
That next to last line. I yearn summer returns to
Mm.
sing in me. Oof.
So,
And then the thus age brings winter to this lonely tree.
so,
It's a really good use of the seasons to describe as the wheel turns in
again,
a
yeah,
life. It's
I think it just,
gorgeously done.
yeah,
And I like the will turn in midnight's aching lust and cry. It's all the different lines, the way you bring in the morning, the way you bring in nature and the atmosphere
yeah,
to describe the
yeah,
emotions is really
yeah,
beautiful.
because rain could be tears, it could not be tears. No, no,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's really
that's right.
nice. And it had a really nice moving quality to it as well. And Tommy says it's beautifully written, Purple
Yeah,
Hearts. And Leslie says, Mike, you personify
yeah.
seasons so
That's
impressively.
very kind, Leslie.
She's right, you do. Really, really amazing. And so next we have And that was the last of his single ones. And now we have the last of mine, which is called Swamped with Life. Reeds drift. Midnight gives way to the dulcet tones of tomorrow. Birds cluster across this bough, singing of remedies yet spun. Still, I see your voice, calling from a beacon lost in grime, receptive in name only, injured with the devastation of mortality and lost to the vacancy of a fearful heart. You keep marching to a rhythm none can hear, and yet my feet still follow, trampling their own shadow in hopeless resignation. Life puddles before us, dripping with every wonder we ever imagined, while choking on the tadpoles of leftover sludge. Could that I capture the strength of a dragonfly's hymn and sing every note in praise. Fly, I would, diaphanous, dreaming, despondent. How this river runs deep, yet pebbled marsh has dammed its path barren. Splash this gown in your cheeky tears and ink my bottle full, wax sealed, bobbing in the moonlight. The bullfrogs croak their baritone in warning. Depth is an ever widening puddle that circles round. But this bog flays bold with the taste of yester fears fraught, and sunlight threatens our shadowy stalks with its righteous glare. Bow not to boisterous beat, mosquitoes are to be swatted, not fed. Life has moved too slow in this swamp to drown with the change of tides. Let us make wishes on the flickers of fireflies, though few and far between. Each glow whispers our claim to the heavens, and the stars chime back an echo of the spark our love has ignited. The moon rises full, resplendent. Clouds hang heavy with tears, and somewhere, just before the lone owl speaks, a breeze trickles through mossy brook, coaxing laughter, and reeds drift.
I love the way you start and finish with the same words, because it
I like
really,
to do that a
I
lot.
know,
Yeah.
it really ties it up. But the whole way the poem reads is just glorious.
Thank you.
And there's a melancholy tune going through there. But also there is hope as well.
And I think that's life, or that's
I
how
think
I
it is
see
very
life.
much so.
I
Yeah,
think if everything often will become, you're going to have really, really low points. And the
you are.
difference between getting
Yeah.
stuck in them is hope.
Yeah. Because even injured with the devastation of mortality and lost to the vacancy of a fearful heart, just so many gorgeous lines. And yeah, and you've got this sort of swampy feeling there as well. But it sort of breaks away from that. And then we
Swamps are
still,
gorgeous. I mean,
yeah,
people think
they
of
are.
swamps as being
Yeah.
nasty, and,
No.
and they are, but they're flooded with life.
Yeah. They
Um,
are. They're teeming with life. Yeah. And well, as you say, life has moved too slow in this swamp to drown with the change of the tides, and it just goes on with the fireflies, and because then you come back to it with Spark of Love Ignited as well. So you're putting themes in, and then you're bring them back again, but in a different word
there's
form.
the bog lights and stuff, the dance.
Yeah. Because we have the Will of the Wisp.
Yes.
Are these ones, and so there's this ethereal eeriness
It's
scene with it
eerie
as well.
and it's another
that's right. But just and just the finishing is lovely. And
Thank
somewhere
you.
just before the lone elf speaks, just the feeling of that. Yeah, because they do feel.
Yeah, you hear them, but also my grandmom used to say, if you hear a low now, somebody's gonna die.
Yeah,
so
that's exactly that. There's that whisper in the word. Yeah. And the breeze trickles through the mossy brook, causing coaxing laughter. Yeah, brilliant. Great.
Yeah, you often hear people laughing right before they die. I think they find joy again.
Later, yes. So very
Tommy says, thank you.
Yeah.
Tommy says, Purple Hearts. Leslie says, I adore the dolorous feeling. Thank you, Leslie. And Leslie says, Lacrimose, yet it is almost as listening to a violin where the crescendo lifts you higher. Thank you, because I love violins and cellos. I love strings.
They can, because they can build emotion.
Yeah.
And getting away from strings, I love the saxophone for that reason.
Yes, I love it too.
You get a good sax player, they can take you to this massive high and they can bring you to tearful lows.
Yes.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah. Music. Ugh. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. The saxophone solo in Will You, the song Will You, is brilliant. Yeah.
A great sax is just like.
Yeah. Amazing.
It is.
Right, now we come on to
our collab.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, and this was so fun to do because I thought, like I mentioned in the post, I really love the way that Harry and I do our collabs. That's so much fun, the way we do our collabs. And you and I did something somewhat similar. We ended up with a poem that was completely meshed, but we still went about the collab completely different, and yet still did that because he and I go back and forth like on video and voice, and we're literally writing it word for word out with each other. But we wasn't able to do that, but because we started with those 4 lines that you sent.
Just bung an idea
random lines. Yeah, just random lines he banged in and he said, do something with it. And so I took the 4 lines and did something with it and tossed it back. And he took what I did and rearranged it and tossed it back. And we went back and forth, literally taking whatever poetry the other wrote, tearing it apart and writing new poetry, which was really cool.
So everything is so intermeshed. You could never put it up.
Yeah, you can't. We can't go. I did that line and I did that line because every single line is not just intermeshed multiple times.
Yeah, because I think collaboration has to be that.
Yeah, it was really nice.
I don't see the point in one writing a bit and rather writing something, and then writing something and writing something. No, if you're going to collab, mix it.
I like it better mixing it. Yeah,
bung it in there because you're working with different ideas and
And you told me something, and I'm going to say it. I'm gonna share it with other people because I think other people probably need to hear it. And Leslie says Mike is such an awesome collaborator, and yes, he really really is. Is the last, not this final one, and not the one that was right before, but the one that was right before that. I know they don't know. We're gonna have to like next time we do one, we're gonna have to show the process. But he says, are you happy with it? And originally I was like, yeah. And then when I pulled it to copy over this morning and I saw the 2 words that were the same. And I saw that and I was like, well, that's not, we need to change that. But then as I was reading it, I was like, or maybe we could change more. But because it's Mike and I'm me, I was really nervous about that. And so I hesitated. I did hesitate. But then I was like, no, Mike says just do it.
Do
And
it.
so I went for it and I ripped it apart pretty
Yeah,
much. And then I told him how I felt. And he says to me, when doing collabs, you must be bold.
yeah,
I mean, that's he was like, this is awesome. And when doing collabs, you must be bold and really encourage the going in
yeah,
and ripping it apart. And I thought, oh, everybody needs told that.
yeah. Because you do. That's what it's about. Yeah. Because you're putting a lot into it. Yeah. So it's got
Yeah.
to, yeah, you've got to be, do you know what? I'm really happy with that. That's really, yeah, it
Yeah,
says
I
what I
think
wanted to
it's
say.
hard. I mean, we're lucky that we have the trust in each other
Yeah,
to be able to do that. Leslie
yeah,
says, "Yes." And like Carrie and I, we have that trust in each
yeah,
other where we're comfortable going, "No, I don't like that." Yeah, no, no. But I think it's until you've known someone long enough, I think if you're doing collabs online, it can be really challenging to have that comfort and go, "No, I
yeah.
don't think that's okay," without worrying, are you going to hurt feelings? Or are you going to do this? Because not everybody handles everything the same way. Um,
If you've got a
and I
thread on
really
ego,
like that. Yeah,
don't
I
collab,
really
don't
like
collab.
that. Yeah, I really like that
Yeah,
we were able to do this. There's no ego. It was just
no,
let's write.
yeah.
And that's a joyous thing.
It's writing for the joy of writing, and
Yeah.
remember poetry for just for the love of poetry.
Yeah, I really love that. And so what we decided we're going to do is because neither of us have read this out loud.
No,
So, and we only come to the final copy today. So Mike is going to read it and then I'm going to read it because usually whenever you're reading poetry, different people read it differently. Men and women read it differently. So
away
that's
we
what we're
go.
going to do.
So this is really a cold read, isn't it? In effect,
It is a cold
it
read,
is.
yes.
Right. But have a drink first. Right, so it's called Reflections of Regret. As drifting petals fall heaped upon love's bed, longing's draw may leave once joined hearts dead. Such withering death, the soft voices grating past love's scope, unregistered loss lost to vibrating memories, breath to cope. The hope of silent illusions spent, singing in wanton tropes, remorseful in mourning discourse, inviting the source of divorce to kindle and smoke. Or hallowed truths, a wretched symphony, elusive notes wander through born fog, gloom, base despondent epiphany, heartbreak's journey rendered in song. When thou art gone, abject music is freed, luring reflection in deepest thought, scaling strings of violin to siphon entropy, a sweet quickening this voyage of yearning's caught. Live long and covet mind transcending remorse, within a heartbreak stricken of note. Lonely is the love that forever slumbers on, unseen, as thy salt stained letters once wrote. That is lovely.
Yes, it is. Reflections of regret.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't say that, but it is lovely.
It is. No, it's gorgeous. So, reflections of regret. As drifting petals fall heaped upon love's bed, longing straw may leave, once joined hearts dead. Such withering death, the soft voices grating past love's scope, unregistered loss lost to vibrating memories, breath to cope. The hope of silent illusions spent singing in wanton tropes, remorseful in morning discourse, inviting the sort. Mike, can you mute your mic? I'm sorry. Reflections of regret. As drifting petals fall heaped upon love's bed, longing straw may leave once joined hearts dead. Such withering death, the soft voices grating past love's scope, unregistered loss lost to vibrating memories, breath to cope. The hope of silent illusions spent, singing in wanton tropes, remorseful in morning discourse, inviting the source of divorce to kindle and smoke. All hollowed truths of wretched symphony, elusive notes wander through born fog, gloom-based despondent epiphany, heartbreak's journey rendered in song. When thou art gone, abject music is freed, luring reflection in deepest thought. Scaling strings of violin doth siphon entropy, a sweet quickening this voyage of yearning has caught. Live long and covet mind transcending remorse within a heartbeat stricken of note. Lonely is the love that forever slumbers on, unseen as thy salt-stained letters once wrote. Mic on. Mic on.
That's lovely. Yep.
Yeah, we did good.
Very good.
Yay, we did
Really
good.
good. We did good. Yeah.
Leslie says again, and Tommy says yes, beautiful. Yeah, I'm proud of this. I like it.
It's amazing.
Tommy
Yeah,
says
well,
wonderful, right? Thank
that
you.
came really well.
It did.
First of many.
First of many.
First of many.
Yay! Lucky
Yeah.
me. And now, we get to read Shelley.
We're doing Shelley. So,
Yes.
are we stopping this one and then moving on to another one? Or
Oh, yes, I forgot about that. Yes.
Yeah.
We are going to stop this one because YouTube doesn't like really long videos. It's not Instagram. And then we are going to redo one that is nothing but Shelley. Leslie says entropy. Yes, we are going to post. I think most of his are posted. All of the ones of mine that I read, I won't be posting them. They were posted years ago, but I've taken them down. But we will be posting this, right? The collab.
Okay. Yep.
So we'll be posting the collab after the show. So you'll be able to see all the words, Leslie. And thank you. Leslie says, I adore. Thank you. And thank you guys for coming and listening.
It's great fun.
And we hope that you'll join us on the next show where we're reading here, starting up like in a minute. We're reading Percy Bysshe Shelley. So, yay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
See you in a bit. Bye.
Okay. Bye.